Thank you, gentlemen. Lots of discussion to be had there as we wait for this game to start. These, looking at the, actually, let me just refresh this page. I want to see what the vetoes were. Okay, it's not up here just yet, but Train Overpass and Mirage. Looking at the statistics, things are crazy, man, on the ENCE point of view. Like 17% on Inferno, such a staple map, especially such a common decider. Obviously not in this particular series, but it is very notable. 17% in the last 3 months is in like for Inferno specifically, is pretty damn crazy.
They kind of fell off a cliff. It's
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see what they're able to do in terms of rebuilding and bringing back the kind of level that we saw them have. Obviously, when LXCP left, it just didn't seem to click us in the ways that they wanted it to. Everything kind of looked like, you know, on paper, theoretically, it would fit, it would make sense, but doesn't really seem to have worked out that way. And, you know, starting off on Train, I feel like this is a great, and it should be quite a comfortable map for ENCE. You know, historically, it has been a pretty good map, but again, you know, the history recently, it's just been general struggle in terms of kind of gelling as a lineup. So, and they're only 40% on that map in the last, you know, a few maps that they've played in offline competition. So we'll have to see what they can bring to the table. And it's always a surprise, James. Not always a happy surprise when you're playing against a Chinese team. You don't know what's going to be happening.
Well, interestingly, ViCi is the only team that ENCE have beaten recently, which was in Beijing, I guess, last week. Other than that, they've been getting mostly 0-2'd by 100 Thieves twice, Furia, 1-2 against Vitality, but here we are. Well, here we aren't, actually. These rifles are definitely not going to be a factor in the pistol round, so looks like we'll be into things soon, though. So indeed, it will be Train to kick things off. I'm going to go back to these stats. Let's have a look. So ENCE beat ViCi on Train 16-13. So it was a close one in Beijing. Inferno was pretty close as well, which went the way of ViCi, and Mirage was a solid 16-7 for ENCE. And but this time we're going to have Overpass, I suppose, instead of Inferno in this series. Bearing in mind ENCE's statistics on Inferno, that score at least wasn't too bad. It wasn't L, however, but here we are. ENCE will start on the CT side. So we'll see what they can do. Probably a good place for them to start if they can win this pistol.
Yeah, and I feel like as the underdogs in this, I feel like it's cool actually to see ViCi starting on the T side, especially given that the T side, you have a lot of explosive opportunities to kind of DM your way to success. So that could be something that could help them. We'll have to let time tell the story. As we do see, Sergey will be the first point of contact here for ENCE's. ViCi ready themselves for a burst onto winner, but there are two players close to the ladder position for ENCE, so they can have that fast flanking opportunity. So we'll have to see how long Sergey can stay alive. It can be very difficult, and there are multiple players facing it once. He will be able to back away, though, and indeed, the flank will be slowly but surely on its way.
Down goes Sergey. Some damage done. There's the opening frag from Alu coming in from the back. Omen taken out. Now we've got CTs on the high ground. Immediately as the bomb gets planted, Kaze trying to hold things down. Will he be able to? Doesn't look like it. X7 and Aerial and Alu contributing, leaving Advent alone to do what he can. Needs to make it expensive for the CTs at least. Force that $1,000 armor buy. Can hear the bomb being touched, but he just doesn't have an angle for it. So again, a question of damage at this point. Doesn't get any bonus money. And it will be the pistol round for ENCE. So they start on the right foot, but how long will it continue? Again, it's been very turbulent for ENCE in the recent months. A lot of people have lost faith, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. There's a bug in the HUD there, so ignore that money just flying for Jam Young. That will get reset, I'm sure.
It is amazing.
It's like a slot machine.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the little fruit machine is pretty. It's strangely satisfying to watch. I don't know why. Anyway, we'll have ENCE off to that fantastic start in terms of the economy. But we've got the Krieg bought by Kaze. So we'll have to see what he's able to accomplish with that. Are we going to say Kaze or Kaze, James?
Whatever you like, Dan. You choose.
I think Kaze sounds cooler. Anyways, ENCE waiting for a burst. There's nothing really to be done in their position. They've got 4 players outside playing B retake, which is a sensible way to do things. It's much harder to retake A once you've lost the ground there. And trying to bait them into a case there, but he will take some damage. And that single hero Krieg yet to do the damage that it needs to do to get ViCi into this round in a meaningful way. You don't have to really aim to win the round, but at least doing damage or getting a bomb planted will certainly be a great success.
1 minute on the clock. We have three flashes, excuse me, on ViCi. We'll see how they can be used. Sergey's going to get his Molotov down in time, the incendiary, although some players will make it through. He's exposed, he's in a sandwich. And maybe there is a chance. Bomb looks to get planted. Ali moves forward, but he's already in the red. He will get traded. So this is still doable for the CT side. X7, they really needed to trade that one. And now he's facing multiple targets, and Aerial will be left alone. 1 versus 3 for Aerial. He has a defuse kit moving forward towards the bomb train. From the back, Shoking will finish him off, and there is the reset. And maybe these will become less common when the new economy kicks in, of course. This is pre-patch at the moment because it's too short notice for this particular tournament. But for now, they will continue. ViCi Gaming will reset. And so again, they started on the right foot, but I think, for my money, if the Ts can win the second, if you had a choice to win the second round or the first round, I think the Ts would choose the second round every time. Puts the loss bonus for ENCE in the absolute bin rather than starting on that 1900. So they are likely to concede a bunch of rounds early. Do you think the Kevlar symbols look like Donnie Darko, his head on the HUD?
I mean, I can see it. I can see it.
If you ignore the person who's highlighted, because the background of the highlight makes it a little clearer, I think it looks a bit Donnie Darko. X7 with a fadeaway with a 5-7. Aerial's got the first frag with the CZ, so maybe there's more variance to be had here in round number 3.
Yeah, Train is a great map to make this force buy work out on the CT side. You've got players lurking all around the place, around every single train and corner, and it can be difficult to trade them and make your way through those choke points. And ENCE can just hold their ground at this point. This honestly is very often where things go wrong, when you've got a bunch of Ts bunched up around the alley position, trying to make their way through to a bomb site. Ali covering one eventuality, able to get the killers onto Advent. They are stuck here. They can't seem to progress forwards. They've got to get a kill, and ENCE just are not really giving them all that much. Sunny will go down, and that's going to be some ground gained, but there's still much more to be done, and there's still much more danger around every corner as X7 makes that 5-7 sing, and he truly does as he is able to get the last 2 headshots, and, well, there you go, James. The Krieg is in the CT's hands.
X7 did a great job of being a nuisance, not fighting to the death, staying alive, trying to bait the Ts into worse positions, into crossfires and so on. And then finishing off the job with that 5-7 at the end there is stellar work. And that's a big test for teams as well. It's when things go bad, when you have all the advantages, but they slowly erode. If you can turn things around, ViCi weren't able to do so. And indeed, now X7's going to have a really nice angle if he keeps the Krieg on his person. With the tight choke points on train, that's going to be a problem.
And that's the downside, too, of just putting your entire attack into one choke point on a round like that. I have to say, I think by far I have seen in the games that we've commentated that round lost by the Ts when they are like all go Ivy in that way, or when the bomb and 2 other players go Ivy and the players in the front of the trainer get shut down. So it might be something that ViCi will want to adjust later on. But here we go, back into the next one, and of course they're going to force buy, and it's going to look pretty good, James, because there's a couple Kriegs in play here for ViCi, and with just one they were able to win a round, so who knows what they can accomplish when they have more than one.
Aerial's quickly in the ladder position. Got his angle for the headshot if people drop. 2 players towards Ivy for the T side, and the scopes are in. So many scopes in the current meta. So many questions to be answered in the coming weeks and months with the new prices of certain weapons. $1,800 Galil. One could only wonder what that's going to look like. ENCE waiting. We've got potential for a wall of smokes here from ViCi. Advent, Jamyoung, and Omen all have smokes, but they're going to go out without them. Going to have to try and frag out. Sunny will get taken out. There's some information. X7 moves forward, but Aerial has the initial angles. There's a late grenade from Kaze, but is it too little too late? 3 versus 3. Aerial still in ladder. Not being challenged from above. Don't know where all the players are just yet, but it seems there's a chance to plant the bomb.
There we go. Advent will punching the numbers, but he's been taken down actually before the bomb could get planted. Very timely kill coming in there, and that's going to be very dangerous. Looks like Sergey has the lineup, can't quite get the killing blow though, as it's just 2 left here for ViCi. It'll be difficult to hold on to this one where, you know, if we look at the setup here from ENCE, they are good to go. 2 players from connector, 1 from the ladder position. So this will be difficult for ViCi. There's a timely peek though from Orman. That's perfect. Able to deal with Sergey. And ENCE are going to have to speed things up here, looking to get the information. They know where one of the 2 players is, but not 100% sure about K's. And there it is, turning the corner into Aerial's M4, and it looks like that will be that. ENCE do manage to make it work after all, and maybe they can even stabilize. But you know what? I think the force buys will keep on coming, James, because it's not really a... well, yeah. I mean, they can go for it. Would you do it, James? I would do it.
I would not. I'm the person who doesn't want to force buy. I want to save money for AWP at all times. Some good awareness towards the end there from ENCE. I think it was only Aerial who had a kit in that situation, so he needed to be the one by the bomb. Unlucky timing there for ViCi. So they won't be going for the force buy. A pistol here, a pistol there, a HE, a Molotov. They'll have a good buy next round, so they won't be baited by the amount of frags they got in that situation. They'll play for the long con. So many chances back and forth, but maybe there's a chance for ENCE to stabilize. Next 7 will definitely head in that direction with 2 MP9 kills. Aerial keeps the range versus Shoking, leaving Advent and Jam young. There's the bomb, so that will lower the concerns towards the B bomb site. Ali with the Krieg through connector. How on earth is that not a straight up kill? Suppose it was through the wall, the headshot.
It's a clean sweep. And that's so important because ENCE had absolutely 0 bank. There's only 1 player of any amount of money. And in that previous round, which was Alu with about 4K, everybody else will, spent everything. And I would have liked to see the Krieg dropped in that last round. Just like one hero Krieg, but never mind. ViCi have invested in their future. And they will have a much better buy in this situation. Now, as we see some of the kills of those MP9s, or with the MP9, making all the money. But indeed, we've got a situation for ViCi where they can pretty much run any sort of play they want. They can play it slow, fast, set piece, look for picks. Every option is available to them, and they will spread out into a default here, looking for inner control now as they have a couple players around Ivy, making some presence, forcing out some grenades. And also making sure that they keep tabs on any inner aggression. You can see that, for whatever reason, ENCE are stacking 3 players towards the B bomb train, which is in a quite unusual fashion, I have to say. But there's no burst there from ViCi just yet, nor will there be anytime soon.
Maybe some hard reads based on prior experience. Nothing doing just yet, though. Some serious flexing with these these AK stickers on the T side. Lots of hollows to be had, but anyway. They're positioning for a split of the A bomb site with a late lurk from Omen around the Ivy position. Shokin gets taken down with ease by Alu. He's had that creep for a little while now. Aerial moving forward. Position control. That Molotov allows him to swing on the plays around the bomb train. Marvelous stuff from Aerial. That's great teamwork from ENCE. However, it's still a 2 versus 2. 30 seconds for the bomb to get planted. We've got a double ladder play. Will they both swing together? Do they have all the information? No, just one is out for the time being. So if Sergey goes down, the last place they may look for X7 is the ladder rim, but here he is. So they realize that there are 2 different players. 18 seconds to plant the bomb, and Sergey's just creeping, playing for the MVP shots, and there it is, looking for an upgrade as well. And now the worst has happened from Omen. 10 seconds, he won't get both kills. Maybe he gets one. It's a question of damage now. You can see the CT's falling back, but I think X7 might fancy an upgrade. Omen has to fall away. That was really great play from ENCE in that particular round. The Molotov by main allows the swing onto the bomb train. Don't have to worry about getting pinched from the Olofmeister position. So that was really nice team play from ENCE, and they've got a nice scoreline despite the back and forth earlier on.
Yeah, that Molotov in that 2v2 from X7, which allowed him to get to the bomb train to basically guarantee a denial of the plant, was a really expert move. And that will give ENCE a decisive advantage now moving forwards. It feels as though they've really begun to put themselves in a spot where they can stabilize. But talking about hero Kriegs, we'll see one here from Orman. And again, it is such a strong weapon in every scenario, and especially with these long channels that you're offered on train. it can certainly cause some problems. So, and they don't really have, they don't have to hold forward positions here. They don't have to concern themselves with shutting down the forward choke points and risking early engagements there because, well, they've got all the utility, which ViCi don't. They've got all the weaponry, which ViCi don't. So playing retake, playing together in tight setups is definitely a smart approach, and that's exactly what they're doing, not giving any opening for a Krieg like the one that Orman is carrying.
With the ENCE portraits, it almost looks like the Scottish flag, don't you think?
The what, sorry?
The Scottish flag on the portraits for ENCE.
Oh, right. It does actually look, yeah. That's quite funny.
All right, well, we've got that hero Krieg once again. Orman or Alman? Maybe Alman. Audio or audio? Some people actually say audio. Anyway, a smoke grenade is to be deployed, it seems, for ViCi. 1 or 2. Do they go for it? You could smoke connector and smoke the other side of the connector train, if you will, which really helps the angles to get towards the bomb site. And get towards the bomb site they will, but it will be costly. There will be casualties, body bags. Don't worry about the ambulances because everybody is dead. 6-1 coming the way of ENCE. So far, so good. Again, that early blip with the reset with the Krieg, but that is almost to be expected with this meta to some degree. But here they are, 6-1. It's a good start for ENCE on the CT side.
Yeah, certainly is, and they'll be able to double their Kriegs as well. So that's always a really good feeling. The success of a CT side sometimes determined by how many Kriegers they have. And they've got a couple here, and it's going to be very awesome. I would actually be sad if we don't see any Augs, because I think Augs are still fantastic on a map like Train with the scope. A lot of utility behind the scopes.
Yeah, this feels like the first full buy for both sides, to me.
Yeah.
Got the AWP out for Kaze now, one for Alu as well. Forced away by the Flames. Hops down into a new position. There's a big focus towards the upper B area for ViCi. They look to clear out the top position, but what will their play be then? Alman is still around the A main area. The bomb is above ladder, just keeping the CTs honest. Not that they're really getting too aggressive. I think they're comfortable with how things are going, and there's a play into the B bomb site here. There will be an exchange of frags. 2 plays taken out now, and the CTs are able to move through connector fast enough. There's no one really keeping an eye on it. No grenades, no utility. Just a raw push from ViCi, which might just work out for them.
Yeah, actually, costing like a 1-for-1 trade is actually pretty good, considering that, those numbers for the CTs are really needed to kind of bully your way down these long avenues of the train yard. And it's Sunny with the flank, though, that will open things up for ENCE, but Advent with a fantastic response to 1v1. Oh, will he just go for the brazen full hold? Absolutely not. Oh my goodness, with the Y peak off of the bomb defusal attempt, actually finds great success. Advent, you would have had him at an advantage there, but Sunny locks it down, and that's a 7-1 for ENCE.
That was a very unorthodox round. Push just kind of came out of nowhere from ViCi. Had a feeling, went for it. But in the 2 versus 2, ENCE got all the information with, I forget who it was, at the back of the train, but he saw the one player by oil, one player upper. Then ViCi thought they could just rotate for free, not knowing where the second CT was. There's a free kill above B, so I think there's some holes in the approach from ViCi, some kills which are kind of free for ENCE, which shouldn't be, and it's proving costly. I think errors like that, you only know where one of the 2 CTs is, but you're just jumping around the corner of your knife out, is going to cost you. You're going to get punished for that at this level of Counter-Strike, and indeed it is 7-1 for ENCE. ViCi at maximum loss bonus. The bomb's planted, which means the buy is guaranteed. 4,200 is plenty for another buy. Tony looking for some good timing with the Molotov. However, he won't pull the trigger, and Shoking certainly will. This is a start that ViCi need in round number 9 for sure.
Yeah, this is the kind of approach I expected to be where they find most of their success, just going for that hard and fast, trade-based game style, just trying to get through those choke points on the A site. And it's just Alu and Sergey left here looking to cause some damage. They don't really have a chance to win the round, but they can certainly make it hurt for ViCi. And that would be great, because ViCi's economy obviously would not be, it's not really, they wouldn't be happy to lose any players here. And maybe they won't, because Orman will be able to take down Alu. He will fail in his attempts, and Sergey is backing away. If he could score a weapon, an upgrade out of this would be nice, but I don't think the AWP is recoverable And it doesn't seem like there's any creeks around for him to upgrade to either. So he'll just play it safe, hold on to the M4. And the bank is not that outrageous for ENCE, so they will pretty much spend all of their reserves in this round. So ViCi might be on to a comeback if they're able to continue to find success in this round.
Well, let's see if they can do that. They've got some money in the hole. Same cannot be said for ENCE, so there will be problems if ENCE cannot win this round. I think for the most part they've looked comfortable though, comfortable enough. So we've got a fast entrance into the A bomb site. Not an entry frag though, Shoking in that sandwich position. Kaze trying to cover, but there's so many different angles to look for. Moving forward now, Aerial's being the first one to get picked off. 2 kills around that E-box area. Sunny will fall as well. X7's got a lot of trouble coming his way. Falling back to a safer position, trying to play off of his teammates, but he's able to swing around the train for free again. We've got some flashes as well, which is going to cause some problems for ViCi. But now it's just Sergey alone above the ladder. Down he goes quietly. Does he swing through the smoke? Seems he'll quietly retreat. He's got 4,400 in the hole. Going for some spray. Be trying to get some angles around E-box. That might be looking his way. Doesn't work out for him though. And that'll be another round in the bag for ViCi. Ooh, down to 6 HP. That armor penetration is quite something. Well, that was a fast one from ViCi. Looks a bit ropey. Again, ENCE just dancing around the bomb train, but ultimately it'll be round number 3 for ViCi, and now they've got a chance to make a comeback.
Yeah, Shoking got so much damage from the sandwich position. He pushed Wall of Meister, played around the smokes and sandwich, and just got 2 1v1s and 1-2 1v1s. And so you could perhaps highlight that as an issue for ENCE in the way that they're holding the outside position. You know, perhaps they want to focus on using utility to deny that position from Shoking. Perhaps they want to be more aggressive and so they can challenge it together, or perhaps they want to be more passive and relinquish the position entirely, but at least not give up 2 players. And start off on in a 3v5. So there's definitely adjustments that can be made, and they're actually going to be able to find a way to fully invest into this round. And a couple M4s, it's definitely enough. We'll see if they can make it work. Ali will post up by camera, looking towards that team main position, but nothing to be spotted just yet.
Yeah, Ali's going to have to be very active with this AWP. Of course, not everybody has the best equipment for ENCE. Better buy than I was expecting. Oh, the CZ almost good for 2. He's got some information. X7's here to clean up. X7 often has a tough task around this A bomb site, trying to stay alive. This time he won't be able to. 3 versus 3. Bomb still in control for ViCi. And ENCE are being active with the players from the B bomb site. Sergey with some very nice movement, but Shoking is ready for it. And that is a man advantage as the bomb gets planted. Alu in that IV position. Surprise. Kaze gets taken down, but there's some more information for ViCi.
Yeah, so strong to have that IV position in control with an AWP in a situation like this. It does really give ENCE a base of operation to work off of. He's able to cover so much ground with that AWP. And it also eliminates a lot of positions. Sunny can eliminate everything towards Olofmeister and Sandwich and Hell, as has Alu. And now they know exactly, well, maybe not exactly what's up, because Alu's going to get taken down in the back, and they had no idea about that push. That timely push through the smoke, beautifully traded as well from ViCi, to give themselves the 4th round and to definitively break the economy, break the money, break the buys of ENCE they'll finally have to save.
Alu had the kit there. Really awkward for Sergey, trying to potentially hold things down with the UMP, but he never got to even touch the bomb, Alu. And again, ViCi have won that very key round, broken the money, so it is time for that comeback. Again, they suffered hardship previously and lost the round they should have won. I don't think the same will happen here. Keeping it super simple, not giving a chance for ENCE to get up to any nonsense, but just go for the push into B straight away. They know they have a very big advantage here. So what do ENCE choose to do? They may not expect the MAC-10 to farm. So Omen, he might need some help. Only good for the 1. Another Krieg would be very nice, but here is that MAC-10. Only good for 1 though.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really fault You can't really fault Ormond for being so far forward with a Krieg there. I mean, he probably isn't expecting 5 pistols to rush him down, but taking a Krieg away from this round is fantastic for ENCE. That's absolutely beautiful. What a win. Given the situation, they couldn't have expected to get that result, and it's certainly a nice one.
Free money's always good.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the MAC-10 is a fantastic weapon. I wouldn't be too surprised if they kept hold of it, but at this point, you know, with so few rounds left in the half, you want to go for the full buy. Maybe if it was earlier on in the rounds, you could make that decision, but we'll see everything purchased up by ENCE, and this is the defining moment in this half now for ViCi. They've got a buy versus buy. They've had success with those A plays. They've been very successful with those A plays. They're always able to get out of T-main and ladder with kills and onto an A bomb plant. So that's been what's working. So I would presume that they will go for that again. Now, if they can make it work this time, and then it would be a case where they have a really strong shot at getting to 7 or 8 rounds.
Attack timeout from ENCE. Is Ariel going to drop an AWP? No. I don't know if one's on the floor for Ali, but we won't have long to wait to find out.
And surely have to put more investment to stop the ViCi so easily breaking through T-main.
There's AWP on the floor. Ali's got a good spawn if he wants to go towards connector. With a good spawn, the CTs will always get to connector before the Ts can peek connector from main. There are, of course, those wallbangs. And some more obscure wallbangs as well that we see from connector to ladder and so on. A very early run boost around the IV position. A 3-man focus on IV and a very early smoke from ENCE. Of course, there's plenty of time. And the HE expects a boost attempt, but does next to no damage. It's unfortunate for ENCE. Some CTs would look for this boost to come in, but ENCE will have a completely different approach. They've got 4 players deep in the A bomb site. They are expectant, and they are playing close to main with Ariel in an anti-flash situation. Sergey's holding a smoke on the B bomb site in the meantime. And ViCi are not hanging around on Ivy, are they?
Yeah, the Ivy T-main split. Actually, the setup here from the CTs is fantastic to deal with this. We can see that in the kill feed. All for ENCE at this point in time, it's just one player left standing. It's Jam Young for ViCi. This Ivy T-main split has been completely decimated. And
shut it down.
And if you looked at the mini-map and you saw what ViCi were doing, you saw the setup of ENCE. I don't know if ENCE could have predicted, per se, that was what was coming. But I think because they've struggled around the all-off position and sandwich position so much that they reinforced it that round. And it's such a strong setup against what ViCi were doing. So ViCi maybe played against themselves there, having forced ENCE to make sure that team main setup was better, and then going for that split didn't work out.
Let's see, ViCi will still have a good buy, despite the decimation in that round. And ENCE are looking for 10, which I think would not be too shabby on their CT side of train. I wonder if their approach to Ivy versus a European team would be a little different there. They're playing to their own strengths versus ViCi's pushes where they can at the very least. Round number 14, we're closing out the first half. And, well, we'll soon find out if it'll be a close one or if ENCE will pull away. Got some grenades in towards the A bomb site, but the numbers for the most part are heading towards ladder/B. Once again, Omen's the only player just keeping the CTs honest around A main. Last time I recall them doing this, they just kind of moved into the B bomb site with some success. You can see Alu starting to rotate towards B now. Initial grenades have been exchanged. Now what do ViCi have in mind?
Yeah, they've definitely gone away from what was working, where they got all their rounds. And perhaps they're expecting that ENCE will have that solved now. And, you know, they do have actually a huge amount of space given to them towards team main and towards ladder room here. It's just Ariel who's in a forward position, the only man that can do any kind of or create any kind of a defense in ladder or team main. ENCE going for that passive approach here. They have a catch-all set up. Can deal with more or less anything, but not incredibly strong against anything. And Ariel will be forced back out of ladder room. So 40 seconds to go, and it looks like actually everyone for ViCi going out of ladder, and they actually caused a rotation towards B, it seems, and that's going to be just enough time where ENCE were out of position to allow ViCi forward.
Sunny not fighting to the death. X7 will be exterminated, however. They know where one of the last two players is. There's a fadeaway HE grenade, but they can't really stop the bomb from being planted. And they've got some money problems as well. Rotating together. Now by Old Bomb, Sunny and Sergey. 2 versus 4 for ENCE. Now, how much do they want to invest into this? You can see they're just waiting for ViCi to make a mistake to peak, to get too curious, to give them a way back into this round. But without it, surely they hold on to these weapons. Aerial right now has got $500 in the bank, so everything they can save will be really important for the last round. I think their best chance to win this one has come and gone. So it would make sense to cut their losses. And of course, by this point, the bomb is far too ticked. He's holding position, but Sergey will get curious and he'll fall late. Maybe wondering if he was safe or not. Apparently he wasn't, so only Sunny survives until the last round, and indeed it won't be ENCE pulling away from ViCi, but ViCi keeping it close. Just 2 rounds in it as we move into the last round of the first half, excuse me.
I'd really like to see ENCE going for more team main control. And I say more, they haven't really done any team main control, but I think that would be really effective against the style of T-side we're seeing out of ViCi, that what they're favoring, their tendencies and so on. And this is the last round of the first half, so I wonder what we will see here. Alu's going aggressive with the AWP. He's got too many targets to choose between, and he hasn't made his decision quickly enough. Kaze will take him down, and that's an early 4 versus, or rather 5 versus 4 for ViCi to play with. So much time to try to exploit this man advantage that they have, and they may not really choose to use any of that time because they're going to be moving straight into the B-bomb side. At least that's what it looks like right now. And Sergey is the only man there. And ENCE are going for an Ivy push, so they are very far away from the B-bomb site right now if they continue to do this.
What will the timing look like? Here come the grenades. You've got X7 starting to rotate through. Connector, Sergey falling back into the flames. And he might just fall to them completely. Zoking will take him out. Zoking has got so many multi-frags in this half. Been really important for ViCi, and he continues taking 2 on the B-bomb site. 2 versus 5 now for ENCE. Another bad situation for them after a good start. Their lead has slipped away, and it looks to get worse. Sunny and Aerial. Aerial just poking, prodding around Connector. Sunny coming in from CT spawn. So many positions, unidentified positions that ViCi are holding. AWP rings out. And now it's just Sunny. He gets traded immediately. And it will be 8-7 in favor of ENCE at half time, but almost all those rounds in the second half of the first half went to ViCi.
Yeah, it was an interesting flow of the game. If we look at kind of where they found their success, they tried a bunch of stuff. They didn't get any success until they were going for these fast outer hits. And as as you highlighted, Shoking was a huge part of that because he was constantly getting those entry frags and really making that Olafmeister / sandwich push work very, very well. And it seemed like ENCE was struggling to handle that, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to see team main control, because that's a really good way to, if you're having problems holding that position, we'll just take away a forward position. There's setups with Molotovs and stuff you can flash in and see what happens. See what ViCi does. Maybe they're not used to dealing with that. Maybe you just found a really good solution. But ViCi got into their game and they started getting those fights. And we know that they have great individuals when it comes to the fights. So they found their ground and it worked out. So I'm looking. I really think that ViCi can turn this around now and actually take this map. They got a great T side, ultimately.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, looking at it from ENCE's perspective, they had so much potential to get 10 rounds on the board, especially when you consider that they lost the second round with that Krieg buy from the likes of ViCi. They turned it straight back in their own favor. So even though the score is close, I think they did a good job to stop that second round loss from causing them big problems in the half in general. But indeed, ENCE are now the aggressors. A HE towards Ivy, a combo from X7, and Advent is absolutely gone. Omen, is he good for 3? Oh, the 180, another disaster. Just like Taco on Inferno. Now it's Omen's time. Really unfortunate for him, but Shoking looking to get another multi-frag. So far, so good. He takes X7 now, and the headshots are raining in for ViCi. 2 versus 1. Aerial now in a 1 versus 1. Looking for that final headshot, but he will be the recipient rather than the deliverer, and the score is tied. That was a wild pistol round.
That's huge. That's really huge. Now ViCi, as you say, that was pretty wild. I have to, before I actually make a point about this round, how tilting is it when it's the last guy that checks and just instantly kills you. That's so tilting. Why would he check? Why, James?
His hair's on the back of your neck. I know it's so annoying when you're on the receiving end of that. It's the right play, but the wrong result as far as Omen is concerned.
But
here we go.
For a full save. Yeah.
Both teams have won their CT pistol, and indeed, a full save, not something you will see too much of.
No bomb plant, I suppose. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Okay. I wonder if that was just... That's interesting. I guess maybe they could see his feet or something. That must have been it. Either way, this could be a problem. The bomb will go down, and look how much ground that they will be able to get with the pistol. This is dangerous.
That smoke helps them, and it also helps ENCE, because now they can hold positions. However, they are lacking in Kevlar. That's a really big help for ViCi, trying to push through the smoke. Now there's a transfer. The last bullet, I think, there for Advent, and Alu had his knife out, trying to go for a Bardol special, but he will not be successful on this occasion. That looks super awkward for ViCi. Again, there is some sloppiness to their games here and there. We saw some issues on the T side, and there's an early one on the CT side. They'll survive it this time, but can't take too many of those. However, if you are to make a mistake like that, you want it to be in the second round, not the 22nd round.
It is one of those spots where you do have to, like, on that second round, and you know they don't have a bomb plant, they're not going to have creeks and so on. Like, there's no real reason to be this far forward on inner, because this is a likely spot where you'll get a pistol burst. It's very likely. So to have one player alone, it is a recipe for disaster. You're playing retake on B. That's what you're normally supposed to be doing.
The elevation of the smoke was an issue there. But anyway, we're into buy time. Sergey spots the CT, trying to make his way towards the ladder room. Doesn't quite get there. He will be denied. Arion and Alu with 2 fast frags. 5 versus 3 as they burst onto the A bomb site. There was a rotation, but it seems that there'll be an abandonment from the 2 CTs who are in connector, rotating towards CT spawn, and Advent will fall. No one there to help him. No one there to save him. He's left to die alone.
I like this from ENCE, just going very aggressive out on the outer bomb side straight away, trying to take control of the situation. And it's so powerful. If the CTs don't have a huge amount of utility and they don't throw it correctly at the start of the round, it is a huge issue. And so in ENCE doing this, they are forcing ViCi in any future rounds to dump a lot of utility towards that towards the T main position and towards ladder straight away. Because if you don't do it, the Ts can just get out like that. So then now ENCE have this situation where, you know, if they've conditioned their opponents to do that, then they can play a really slow round, and then all of a sudden ViCi have no utility to stop a push. So they're really taking command of the game in more ways than one with a push like this.
9-9. What comes next? Alu's such a great torpor to watch. Demos of Kaze has an AWP on the other side. Can see the scores on the doors. The numbers, I don't know what rhymes with numbers, so I'll just say numbers. Advent's going to pick up a scout. You know those new AWP skins? I looked at them and they kind of make me. They kind of look like scouts to me. They look like scout skins rather than AWP skins upon closer inspection. Let me know what you guys think, but anyway, we've got Advent. He's naked in this round. He has a scout and not a whole lot else.
What's interesting about I was looking at the graphic of the scout and the AWP, the little silhouettes. It's funny because the scout has the I forget what they're called, but like the mounts basically, so that you're lying down when you're using it.
Yeah.
It's in the image, whereas the AWP doesn't. Whereas with the AWP, that's what you would actually
they're
be doing
there,
that with.
But they're folded up.
Yeah. It's funny how that's displayed, given the mobility of the scout and all. But anyway, we're into the next round, round 19, and this is a pretty important one for both sides. Carls is getting the AWP out. They really need a solid result here. They must stop the momentum from building immediately, because ENCE are an explosive team. And this is we're seeing a team main take immediately from ViCi. I love that. But they have given up Ivy as a result. So what can ENCE do with this? Looks like they can split B. This is going to be very interesting.
There's the early pick, and that flank from CT spawn. You don't see this very often, but it looks like it's going to work. Rare plays coming from ENCE in 2019. Kaze and choking remain, but there's not much more for them to do. Try to hold on to their weapons. disposal service from Kaze. I'll pick up the other one. You know, FPS Russia just got released from prison. He went to prison for marijuana use. Or
Really?
Possession, yeah.
I
I think the police determined that he had like commercial, I don't know how much it was. I don't think he was like, you know, dealer levels of marijuana. But anyway, he had all of his guns confiscated.
That's a lot of
and
guns.
presumably destroyed, which was maybe about $400,000 in weapons. So that sucks.
Didn't he have like a tank as well or something?
It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
I forgot about that.
So
That
goodbye
guy.
to all of those. Yeah, he. I don't know how long he went for, but he literally was released from prison like 1 or 2 weeks ago. So there we go. You know, it's Game of Weapons, so I thought I'd mention that. You're welcome. ENCE are now in the lead. 10 rounds. They finally get to their 10 rounds. Could have done it in the first half. They will do it in the second. Now, there are still some dangerous weapons here. And it looks like he'll try to break ViCi by going straight in, maybe? Or almost, well, threatening to, but they will post up, it seems. And ViCi will quietly set up in an aggressive position towards the B bomb site. So I suppose if the T's go A, then they could try to save, but they may expect to be hunted at this point with the success that ENCE have been having in this half so far. 2 rounds in a row now. That'll give them some nice padding to hunt for more weapons, but it looks like their investigation team may actually walk into this little stack. Well, there were 3 plays, now there are 2. Advent's made his way towards the bomb site. There's a flick attempted. Is he good for 2? Shoking? No, just the 1, but the AWP is still in play, and the CT still have positions on both bomb sites.
Yeah, this is a difficult one for ViCi. Like, where do you... Because you want to stack your players somewhere. You want to protect the AWP, you want to give yourself the best chance to win the round at the same time. And ENCE are actually, you know, they have every option available to them. They've got a handful of utilities still. They do have a couple of smokes, so that can go a long way in getting the bomb down. You can see the inner bomb site's being abandoned completely by ViCi. So they might just be... This might just be the checkmate in this round from ENCE. They're attacking in the bomb site where the defense is not, and there's no retake ability for ViCi given what they have. So it's the auto save of the AWP. Maybe they can try to set up some exits and like a defensive perimeter to keep the AWP alive. But beyond that, there's not too much else to be done, and that's fine. ENCE will move to 11 rounds.
So I think Jam Young was the scout just to make sure everything was clean around Ivy. Let the AWP fall off afterwards. That was kind of cool, a small detail. But indeed, ENCE will be moving to 11 in the first map of this series. Train, Overpass, and Mirage, as you can see in the top left of your screen, are the maps for this series. Everybody, well, I wanted to say everybody wants to see a stronger ENCE. I don't think that's necessarily true at this point. But I certainly do, especially with all the success they had. I had them for a deep run at the major. Got diamond anyway, of course. So the AWP is still in play. And Joking has NM4 along with Jam Young. Advent and Omen, I would imagine, will be buying. There we go. Omen will opt for the MP9 and more grenades. Advent will go for the M4A4 and less grenades. And maybe that's position dependent as well. 3 players starting in the A bomb site, but quickly Sonny's towards the Olaf position.
Jam Young with a push inner though. That's going to work out very nicely for ViCi Gaming, and it's not something that ENCE can capitalize upon because they've been locked out of the team main position. So there's no response possible. And you want there to be. If there's 2 players invested towards B, that means A is a bit weaker. But again, there's no way for them to actually exploit that fact, as ViCi have themselves covered with that smoke. So ENCE have to reset the situation here. Sonny's lost a large amount of his health, and Ali's going to be looking for a pick there. Looks like he actually got blinded by Sonny's flashbang, which was there to allow him to peek out. It's going to be a mistiming on that one, but right now ViCi have just abandoned well, they've abandoned any line of sight that Ali would have, which is very smart. And in fact, Kaze, from an unexpected position, will find the kill onto Ali. It only gets worse for the Finns.
False sense of security is punished. 3 versus 5. 2 versus 5. X7's taken out. The bomb was spotted. The bomb's been dropped. Aerial now trying to get to work. Needs more than 1, but he's alone. He's more than one in every sense of the phrase. Can't quite pick up the bomb. 27 seconds, question of damage. Not much to be done. Just the one kill for ENCE in that round. That's a pretty good round for ViCi. 4 kills for Kaze. Answered all the challenges.
There's a really cool way that ViCi played that. It's actually not a way that you'll see a lot of teams opt to go for, but they did it in a really effective manner. You can see that they, on the minimap, they just completely gave up all the forward positions. In a 5 versus 3, they just gave all that control of ladder and teammate away to ENCE for free. But the thing is, ENCE needed what they need to do. They need to find picks. ViCi made it impossible. I'd really like that from ViCi Gaming. And they're really taking more control of this one. Trying to work control towards E-Box here, maybe get towards ladder room. Not looking too easy though. Alu looking for the pick, but Kaze once again delivering, as was Shoking, and another 5v3 for ViCi to work with.
Those are huge pickups at the beginning of round 22 for ViCi. 2 AKs and a Krieg remain, X7 with a Krieg. An aerial gets taken out towards main. That leaves 2. The bomb is on the floor at present. As you can see, it's over towards the main position, which is where ENCE are headed. 2 versus 5. No dancing to be done by ENCE. 1 ladder, 1 main, it seems. Ladder room's got some really nice angles around the A-bomb site in general, but you never know who's holding one before you.
I wonder if someone can see the barrel of the AWP there. I think he must be able to see that from ladder, surely. Maybe just like a pixel or two. I mean, by the way, he can't do anything about it. Sergey can, and perhaps the information was communicated to Sergey, but he's just not a trade he can win, or a fight that can be won. And they will survive. I don't think they did not take a single lick of damage, James. ViCi are looking really strong right now, and ENCE need to find a different opening to these rounds, because what they've been doing is not working against ViCi right now.
Yeah, that's not too shabby. That is not too shabby. There's a good average of kills on ENCE, but again, the score is tied. Tactical timeout number 2 for ENCE, trying to turn things around. Kaze and Shoking doing the heavy lifting on the ViCi side of things, both with 20 kills. Again, Shoking with a lot of important multi-frags in rounds in the first half, and maybe that will continue here. Pistols for ENCE. Not everybody's got money. It's only Alu who's short. X7 with 7,100. So we'll see if they make an investment. It will be a buy, in fact, for ENCE. Going for the AK over the AWP, so X7 can have some money as well. Money represented by weaponry in the Krieg. He spent pretty much all his money. There we go. Will it be another fast one into the A-bomb site from ENCE? They're lining up grenades very quickly indeed. But where do they go afterwards? A deep incendiary in the T-con area. You've got Shoking making his way next to the ladder room. The smoke's in there for now. Loads of initial mollies, smokes, HEs. Once it slows down, what will the first play be?
Ooh, that's a great grenade going straight into Team A, doing massive damage. And even following it up as well. No damage done to the CT side just yet. And struggling to find a way into the A-bomb site thus far. They are set up all around it at this point in time. Now he's going for a solo play on a solo mission out of Ivy. He's got that forward position. So he's ready to strike. He doesn't want to go out, though, just yet. He needs his other teammates to get some action going as well. Sergey will toss a grenade to suggest some action towards B. But ViCi have 2 players towards B at the moment. They're playing very passively towards both bomb sites. Let's see if it will work out for them. ENCE have all the space to work with.
We got a connector smoke as well, which I think was from somewhere around the A-bomb site, but I don't know if that was identified, if they saw the trajectory. ENCE, there wasn't much ViCi, there wasn't much rotation. Advent takes down 2, including a flank from the Ivy position. That's a really good start, but things might turn around for ENCE as Sunny and X7 are still alive. Sergey, though, will fall, making it 2 versus 2. Kaze and Jamyoung around the A-bomb site. I don't know if they've seen Kaze just yet. He's kind of hiding at the moment. 18 seconds on the clock. There goes the bomb. Where is Sunny now? He's so low, but the scope obscures the vision and gives Sunny a free kill. And Sunny was really low as well. He's got 1 HP after hopping off the bomb train, so that one really went down to the wire. You could see the slightest hesitation from Kaze. Didn't quite know where Sonny was, doesn't know if he can back up and play the clock or try to look for him. Scopes in, doesn't see him, and loses the round. ENCE are back in the lead by the skin of their teeth, but ViCi's got the money to buy once again.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. I think ViCi kind of threw that round a little bit after getting a huge advantage. They kind of just walked out into the open as opposed to kind of holding their position. So perhaps some chaos or lack of experience, whatever it is. It was an opening for ENCE, and ENCE definitely not going to... Well, they're going to take any opening they get, of course. And they will mix things up here, looking to go straight in towards the B-bomb side. The MAC-10 on X7 is a nice opener. First man in on the push, but... Again, ViCi consistently playing 2 players inside. We'll have to see if that's going to work out this time. Sergey gets the first kill. Advent cannot get anything from his play, and that might just be a lockout for ViCi. I don't know that they can get into this bomb site now. They'll have to go for the save straight away, and they will be lamenting the result of that previous round where they were looking so good. Yeah,
back to the drawing board, but they've got some tools for now. We'll see if they're able to hold on to them. 2 players through Ivy. 2 M4s and an AWP. They can do a lot with that, ViCi. They'll have the luxury of the choke points and then ENCE choose to charge through them. Sonny showing why he's back on the team. Nasty headshot in T-Con. And it seems everybody will survive for ENCE most likely. So there's going to be a lot of pressure coming the way of ViCi. We're heading into the late game on Train now. Every surviving CT counts. Now, if only 2 players alive for ViCi, will ENCE go for a fast play into one of the bomb sites, just expecting to trade with confidence, or will they try to dry them out like beef jerky?
That's a good question. It's definitely do or die time, that's for sure. We're almost at the end of this first map, and it's been a struggle here or there. I think ViCi have been showing their skill, but also we're seeing some nervousness perhaps. Because they really wanted an opening towards Ivy, and he will be denied any push. I like that molly actually from ENCE. It's not very costly for Tees to do that, but it can really save you. We could see, Kazi was going to go aggressive there, but was totally denied. So you take that out of the equation, and ViCi have control here with Ladder. We see Shoking. Hearing the jumping around.
He should have had the bomb being thrown on the floor earlier, which might be why we see some rotation from ViCi. They're putting 3 players towards the B bomb site. So perhaps hearing the bomb above Ladder, if they think it's likely to be a B play. But again, gambles have to be taken as well with the weaponry they have in this round. Omen and Advent still on pistols. So there'll be some grenades into the A bomb site, but again, will they be confident in the information they heard earlier? Seems Jam Young will be the first engager in the upper area with the USP. But Sonny's making his way. He's running almost towards Connector on the A bomb site. And that's causing some confusion for ViCi. They're not sure what to do, but they're still holding on. But he's so deep now that that rotation will come in from ENCE. So he was the expendable man, Sonny, but he's got the information to avoid the stack completely.
Yeah, and they can just give this one up now. It's kind of strange, actually, because... we see that ViCi actually did invest some stuff into this round. Advent, for example, is down to $1,200. He bought the P250. It's an interesting one. I think it's a questionable decision, given that, let's say, well, he's going to have $3,600 next round. So it would be nice to have $3,900, I think. That's something you can work a little bit better with, have an extra nade or so in a round. That's more important. They weren't playing to necessarily win this round, per se, as they just only were working with 2 safe weapons and then saving fully around it. So we'll see what they can accomplish on the following round. ENCE move to 14. And surely starting to feel a little bit more confident. But another test is, of course, about to come their way. And ViCi have been dangerous in many of these rounds. So what are they going to do here? Surely they're going to buy around the weapons. Because Shokin can drop.
This is their last tactical timeout.
Their money is very awkward.
It's a tough spot. Yeah. Well, I suppose Oh, well, they've answered for us. The French gun is coming out for Advent. They will buy around what they have. They'll put their best foot forward in round number 26. Try and make it now. Not playing worst case scenario versus game points. And off they go. AWP still on Kaze. Everybody's got a rifle. Omen's got a FAMAS as well. HE's towards the bomb train. They can yield a frag every now and then. Not on this occasion. Incendiary looks to go deep into T-Con, but will they pick the right time? There it is. Seems they might go deep. There are some nice HEs. Aerial down to 30. Hasn't seen a single soul just yet.
That's really nice. I love it when teams are doing these kind of timing, these double HEs or triple HEs at specific timings. Really, really good to see that level of detail. Need to see more of that in CSGO, and we are, which is lovely. So ENCE looking like they're going to go for an outside play. They do have the bomb around the Ivy position at the present moment, but ViCi is still sticking to their guns of having a second player in B in pretty much every one of these rounds, which it limits your options pretty enormously in terms of what you can do on your defense on A. You can't really go aggressive that effectively without having that extra player, that fourth player to help you out. They're kind of giving up position towards Ivy pretty easily here. It's only one person that's playing near this position, which is Advent. You can see him in this. It's a good position, elevated. You've got the right eye position here against the left eye peak, so it is strong, but it's only got a FAMAS.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to avoid an early pick, but look at the map control they are giving ENCE. Just like when Sonny made that play all the way towards the A-bomb train, uncontested in a round where they had a rifle here and there. X7's by Old Bomb in a 5 versus 5. Very strange stuff. And this might be very costly for ViCi unless they can hold on. Jamyoung doing his best to. There's only 10 seconds to plant the bomb, so he might be onto something here. Sonny's got to fight out. There's a bomb on the floor now. A chance for ENCE has started to fall to pieces. And Alu has to fall back. They have the money to survive this for the most part, but I feel like there was so much chance there for ENCE. 5v5s have got a player at Old Bomb, and I think 3 players survive for ViCi, which is not what you were expecting, surely.
Yeah, it's really weird because, again, I think we really have to highlight how many times we're seeing ViCi just blindly playing 2 players inside. Even as we saw there, very, very late, even though there's been a lot of harassment towards the A side of the map. Obviously, it's just kind of a part and parcel of playing train. You play more retake on B, which allows you to play more aggressively and have more robust defenses on A. That's just how it works. And can't really go into more detail than that because the fast play outside is how ENCE want to finish things off, but they might be the ones that get finished here. Good opener, but it is responded on by Aerial. Great double from him to even the odds.
Omen playing close to the smoke. He's got his teammate by connector. Maybe he can run distraction. Maybe he'll die because Alu is creeping, as is Sonny. There's a clue. A grenade is thrown. The scope is heard, though. Omen looking for it. Doesn't see anything just yet. Alu falling back now. Putting a smoke up towards the Ivy position. That'll give Sonny some cover. There he is, finally, Omen, running low on bullets, and Sonny's in a 1 versus 3. 1 minute on the clock. He's got time to do this. He has an element of surprise, but that smoke will soon be gone, and he's being waited for by Kaze. Looking to move forward now. But he's still exposed to Kaze once that smoke goes. Can they close this out? You start to wonder, because their money is sinking, ENCE. ViCi are creeping back. And ENCE can't really, they're not in a position to spend too much in this particular round. So 14-14 is looking very likely at the moment. Maybe we see a deagle here and there, but starting to get into nervous territory for ENCE.
I think ENCE realized as well that ViCi have often been playing 3 on the A side of the map, which kind of puts you in a position where you want to play into A. You know that you get more space there. You know you can exploit it more. However, this round we're actually seeing 4 towards this A side of the map, and of course, ENCE are going to go quickly. They don't really have much to play with. This is the only rifle that they have on Aerial, and he's not able to get anything just yet, trying to spam through the smoke, giving up his position. It's very, you've got to be careful here. You can get sprayed back pretty easily, but it looks like a rotation has been forced, of course, by the A push, and that has allowed a bomb plant on B. And maybe there's opportunity. There is a deagle in play on Alu, and the rifle is still in the hands of Aerial, although he's on a big rotation. He can't do much right now, so if ViCi can find some space before the AK makes its way into play, they might be onto something. And the flank is coming from Sonny as well. ViCi must be They need to start getting some kills here.
CT spawn once again. It's almost like a Nidus network at this point. Sonny looking for maximum value, it seems. Can they stop the bomb from being defused, though? I mean, Kase's got no position for it, so ENCE have stolen the round away, and they've made it so expensive for ViCi. Surely not like this. It's going to be a rough one. Again, like there's just, it feels like there's a lot of exploitable holes in the game of ViCi, and ENCE have been gifted ways into this.
They kind of just mishandled that situation, unfortunately. It was very recoverable after they got juked away from that A site, and the bomb went down on B. That's fine. But ViCi was, I think it's that situation where you're trying to play safe, and it ends up killing you, because they were trying to wait for everybody and all that, but they lost their timing. Their timing window closed, and it became a timing window for ENCE instead.
Shoking makes his way into the ladder room. It's last chance saloon for ViCi, because ENCE have made it to game point. Again, ViCi, the only team that ENCE have beaten in the recent results. They are afforded more chances than they might be versus others, but you beat the opponent in front of you, or you try to. Looking good now for ENCE. 3 versus 5. Shoking tries to quickly get out of that ladder position, but he won't go too much further. Omen and Jam Young remain now. 2 versus 5. Jam Young's been announced, so Omen has to try and play up with his teammate, but there are so many people alive for ENCE that they can play. They can just wait. They can hold the angles. They can cover each other. Now you know Jam Young was in connector. 1 versus 4. Bomb being planted. He won't go for the spray. Looking for the covers. Off angles being held. There's another one, but there is the trade, and ENCE will just about do it. 16 to 13 on train over ViCi.